Hey, this is Andy again. Hello, everybody. I wanted to do a little video here on this this flashlight I've got, and I've had this flashlight for oh gosh, probably 12 or 13 years. It's a shake-up flashlight. It's got a magnet inside and a coil of wire. It doesn't take any batteries. It's got a opposing magnet here. So when you shake the magnet through, you can see it slide there. That magnet resists and fights it back that way. And then the same thing on this end. There's another magnet there to fight back. And you shake it up, and I would say if you shake it for, I mean, I haven't used it in a while, so it's kind of run down. But I would say if you shake it for a good 2 minutes, it'll give you a good 15-20 minutes of good light for, for walking. So I mean, that's, it's pretty bright. I'm trying not to shine it directly in the camera, but it charges up this little capacitor in here from the coil. It's creates an inductance. It creates a voltage. It works the same way, similar to a metal detector. And run that magnet back and forth through that coil is the same thing a generator does, actually. And you shake that up for a few minutes, and yeah, it gives you a good 15-20 minutes of bright light for walking. Well, there's another use for this flashlight, and I will show you that in a minute. It's called Night Star. Like I said, I've had this for probably 13 years here in a couple months. It's called Night Star, a product of Applied Innovation Technology Incorporated, U.S. patent number, blah, blah, blah. It says 90 short, fast shakes to recharge. Well, I'm quite sure it takes more than 90, but I'm telling you, 2 minutes of good shaking. Once you've been using it, 2 minutes of good shaking will give you 15 to 20 minutes of light. It's got one LED. I'm not sure of the lumens. It's probably 70 or 80 or something. It's not super bright, but it's one light, and it's totally waterproof. Here's another little trick I wanted to show you. The switch is actually completely waterproof. The switch is sealed on the outside, but the switch contains a magnet, and this case is completely sealed. It's all one molded unit. Back here, the back isn't glued on or anything. The lens is actually glued in, and it actually has this blue bezel that's glued in on top. It might be sonic welded, I'm not sure, but it's quite sealed, and the lens is sealed in too, beyond the bezel. But the switch is completely separate. It does not protrude through the polycarbonate. The switch is totally separate outside. The switch is magnetic. It's got a reed switch inside the flashlight. So if you take a magnet and come near the flashlight, you can actually turn that flashlight on just with coming near it with a magnet, coming near that switch. And that's how the switch actually works. It's got a magnet on the switch, so it doesn't even protrude through the plastic, so there's no chance of leakage there through to the flashlight. But yeah, like I said, I've got another trick to show you with this flashlight, so we'll get back to you here in a minute, and we'll show you that other little trick. Okay, I'm back with this flashlight here. This thing's pretty cool. Like I said, I've had it for a lot of years. I wanted to show you another little trick with this flashlight, which involves a compass. But the problem is, yeah, I'm sure you can see that compass needle. If I get this flashlight too close to this compass, it affects the compass needle. You can see, yeah, you can see that spin around. And I'm, from the center of this flashlight, I'm a foot away. So I can go back over here 2 feet away, and you can see it still affecting the compass. So in order to show you this demonstration, I have to keep this flashlight 3 or 4 feet away from my compass to actually show you the actual north-south line. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this flashlight away. I'm gonna set it way over here. Okay. And then we're gonna set this compass in here, and I've got this bag here. It's got some pencils or something in it. So I'm gonna get in here, dig out a couple of pencils, and try to align these pencils on the north-south line on my compass. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Yeah, I can see it in the camera. That looks pretty good. So another thing I've got in here is some thread. So I've got to move this compass out of here. We've got our pencils as our reference mark. Let me move my compass away from this flashlight. Next thing I'm going to do with this flashlight is I'm going to take this thread and I'm going to pull some thread out here. On the back end of this compass, it's got a little loop tie spot right there. You can see it's got a little tab with a hole through it, so you can tie a thread on there. So you stick a piece of thread through there and just tie it off with any old standard knot, just to tie it off. Okay. Now what you do is you pull some thread out, get a good couple feet, 3-4 feet, and then tie another loop around the neck of the flashlight. Now remember this flashlight's got a magnet inside, actually a very powerful magnet to charge the capacitor when you shake the flashlight. Well, this flashlight is specifically made so that the north and south poles of the flashlight are opposite of the poles of the earth. So if you suspend this flashlight, it'll point north. Now what you do is you've got this. Let me show you here. You've got this string pulled down from each end of the flashlight. So you come back up a little bit on the string and you tie them together. So the strings are tied together so they don't create resistance. You're not using the string, or the string's not, whoops, let me fix that pencil, I just messed up. The string's not interfering with the direction that the flashlight wants to point. So I can point my hand around either way, and as long as I suspend that flashlight, and you can see it's swinging now. If I maybe I need to fix that a little bit. Tie another knot in there. Alright, let's try that. You don't want the twist of the thread to affect the direction that the flashlight's pointing. So if the thread's like all twisted one way, then it can affect the direction that the flashlight's pointing toward, north or south, just because of the twist of the thread. So okay, let's try it again here. So yeah, there you go. Now you see I've got it stopped swinging. I mean, I can push it off and it's gonna come back. And if I stood here or sat here and held it for 5 minutes, it's gonna equalize and come back around to the direction of those pencils, which are north and south. We can slow it down here a little bit. you can actually use this flashlight as a compass. It will point north and south, directional, as to a compass. You know, it's going to swing back and forth. You got to be patient with it. You know, maybe hang it in a tree for 5 or 10 minutes. But it's not going to be as, you know, as reactive as a normal compass would be. But you can see it's very accurate. It's, you know, it shows you north and south, and they specifically made this flashlight so that the lens would point in a northerly direction. They specifically installed that magnet in there with the south end pointing north, so you could actually use this as a compass. That's why the little holes put in the back there. That's why it's got the little tab. So I just thought it was a really cool thing. I thought I wanted to show you that. So hope you like and subscribe, and I appreciate you watching. And I've got more videos coming.